It's only 1080 120. That is sick. The Diesel Revolution just pulled up outside, and he's just parked there. That can't be good with today's gas prices. But alright, thank you for tuning into this video. We've got a little bit of a different one because I am in front of the camera this time. I'll be reviewing the R6. It's a really good camera. Before we get into that though, this video will be sponsored by Nathan's water bottle that he never finishes drinking out of, the trash that Alex left on the table before going to Bonnaroo, this artificial sunscreen that I've put in front of the door because of how bright the sun is, and lastly, the Sharpie S-Gel pen because it is infinitely better than a Pilot GO2. Anyway, on to the video. I like the R6. It's a working man's camera. It does everything you need it to do. It's sneaky athletic. It's the first guy in and the last guy out. It was giving me a little bit of issues, so I took it to the doctor and I got some x-rays done on it, and it turns out it's just got that dog in it. And, you know, I don't think that can be understated. You know, to go over some pros, it is got some wonderful colors. I'm a Canon guy. I'm a big Canon fanboy. Everyone who knows me knows that. Anyone who talks to me knows I like Canon. Which is why it's very unfortunate for me to mention we're actually shooting this video on a Sony a7 III. Anyway, yeah, I keep looking over here. I also forgot one of the sponsors of this video, being this handy notepad that I have all my notes on. I just noticed that Derek left an obscene gesture on that notepad that I can't include in the video anymore. So, anyway, onward with the video. Yeah, so it's got really, really good colors. It's that Canon color that everyone knows and loves. You go to color correct in post and everything, and it turns out, hey, these colors are already infinitely better than anything I could have possibly shot on a Sony. Nathan will get mad at me if I don't say I'm joking, so I'm joking. Sonys are great cameras. The slow-mo on it is really, really good. You get 120 with the R6 here. Unfortunately, it's not 4K 120. It is only 1080p 120. It's very smooth. There's not hiccups in it. It looks great. A big thing that I heard about before going into, you know, the R6 lifestyle was I would hear that, you know, it had an overheating issue. So far, I've used the camera for close to a year now, to an extent that is, you know, it gets used, I guess is the way I want to say, for almost anything I can think of. It's been on road trips with me. It's been at weddings with me, several summer weddings. I haven't had it overheat on me yet. And, you know, I'll go through batteries, but I've yet to have it overheat on me, and I think that's a very, very, very good thing to mention in this, because there was a big stigma around the R6 overheating. The R6 and the R5 both had overheating issues, but I'm not sure if there was some firmware that got added later in some updates or what, but I have not had an issue with overheating. Looking back up here at my notes, the stabilization is fantastic. The camera offers I believe it's 6-axis IBIS, so that's internal body image stabilization, and that is fantastic in itself. So the body is, the sensor right there is stabilized on somewhat of a gimbal, for lack of a better word, but it's stabilized right there. So a couple of issues I have with that, we don't really shoot very wide. The widest we'll shoot a lot of times is 24. I imagine you'd probably see it a lot more on like a 15 to 30, but on the 24 to 70, I see it every now and then with 24 when I'm as wide as I can go. The wobble, I guess you'd call it, the outskirts of the image will kind of warp a little bit, trying to stabilize everything. Other than that, not a big deal. The stabilization is fantastic. You do get a slight crop whenever you use it, but it's like very, very minuscule. You wouldn't notice it. Pair that with the RF line of Canon lenses that they also have stabilization, and it's fantastic. I'm telling you, Nathan has used my R6 before for something, and after we got done with that shoot, he was like appalled. He was like, "Oh my gosh," because he did it handheld, and it was like using a Ronin. So yeah, I mean, I love the stabilization that it offers. It does great for me. Very, very sharp image. Having the ability to just flip over to photo mode and be able to shoot stills at the same rate of like the R or something like that, that's awesome. And the difference between them really being the R has like, I think like 30 megapixels, and then like if you were to get the big brother of the R6, the R5 has like 45 megapixels or something like that. This shoots about, I want to think it's like 20 or 22, but it does have the same sensor as the 1DX Mark IV. I could be lying. I'll call myself out whenever I'm editing the video if I am lying. Okay, I was lying. Sorry. I'm telling you, I do senior pictures with this thing. I've done many photo shoots with it. It turns out fine. I've taken this thing to the Tetons, and I threw on a 70 to 200, and I've got some of the most beautiful pictures of the Tetons you could imagine. It looks fine. The megapixels really don't only come into play, say if we have a client who wants to throw something up on a billboard. Yes, if you're going to blow up an image that big, the megapixels do matter. So we would take the R and, we'd use that. But other than that, the megapixels don't really matter whenever I'm doing senior photography or any sort of travel photography or anything like that. In the scenarios, I would use it. And I guess that kind of brings me to the cons. Really, the only con I can think of with the R6 would probably be the low light in video. That's the only complaint I have about it, and Nathan hears it from me 24/7. The low light on this camera, unfortunately, is really bad. I spend a lot of time in post fixing that, but other than that, the red tones being a problem in low light would probably be my only complaint. The battery's good on it. Like I said, the image quality is good on it. It's versatile. The slow-mo's great. Every single YouTube video you've seen has been shot on the R6. That pretty much wraps up everything I have to say about the R6. We're putting a video out every single Thursday at 6:30. Nathan's not here to do his typical rambling to close out a video. So as much as I would love to give you my best impression of Nathan rambling to close out a video, I will instead just tell you thank you for watching, and make sure you tune in next week and watch another video on Thursday at 6:30. You like what I did there? I said I wasn't going to ramble like Nathan does, and here I am continuing to ramble to close out a video, because Nathan may not be here in person, but at least he's here in spirit. Aww. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment. Tell a friend about how much I like the Canon R6. I'm still doing it. I'm still rambling because Nathan would want me to do it. So, again, thanks for watching. Leave a comment if you want to. Like the video. tell us what you want to see. If you have any recommendations, we'd love to have some recommendations. But that's pretty much it. Tune in next week at 6:30 for another video. And I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed. We still love doing this YouTube thing, and we're kind of glad that you guys are enjoying it too. But yeah. No, but for real, should we leave it until he comes back?
I think so. I mean, it's only right to.
Okay.